So we will talk about the transmission and distribution system of air, which is the one of the integral part and the most important part of your HVAC system. So transmission and distribution. Mainly when we talk about transmission and distribution, the major part is air duct, design of air duct or the sizing of air duct. Have you ever seen and observed how this air duct works like and looks like? Yes. What is the shape and size of air duct here? How it looks like? Have you ever seen that? Somewhere, some places, some shop, theater, mall, anywhere? Yes. How it looks like? What are your observation on that? When we see that particular duct system, what are your observations? Yes. Anyone? Am I audible? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why you're not responding to me? What you're waiting for? If you're not responding to me, then I cannot help you. Why you people are not responding to me? Or should I keep one-way interaction? Nikhil, Nikhil there? निखिल.
यस यस सर, आवाज आ रही है
तो रिस्पॉन्ड क्यों नहीं करते बेटा?
सर. अभी मतलब वो आंसर नहीं आया इसलिए नहीं किया रिस्पॉन्ड.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's at least you should tell I don't know or something. It's fine. If you don't know, it's also not a problem, right? Harshil is there.
Yes, sir.
Harshil, you are logged in two different system or maybe mobile. Why? Dhruvel is there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please try to involve. Otherwise, it will be difficult for me, and for you also. Anyway, chalo. Let us come to the air duct design. When we talk about air duct design, what are the factor which we have to take care while designing of this? uh, while designing of this system, what are the factor you need to take care? First thing, see, you have already done the psychometry part. You have already done the load calculation part. You have also done some part of your refrigeration. So what is the factor which important while designing a duct, while sizing a duct? The most important thing here is economy. See, ultimately what we are doing here, we are trying to supply and distribute the cool air distribution, right? And when you are distributing cold air, whatever the system we are using will be an additional cost for that, right? Apart from the cost which we are using for the production of this cold air, for air conditioning of that air. In addition to that, we are adding some amount of external devices, equipments, and some system that will distribute this cold air to the required place. Therefore, whenever we talk about the air duct design, the economy is an important factor which has to be taken care. And that can be achieved, the economical design can be achieved by balancing of two costs. One cost is your first cost, or this is called material cost, also called initial cost or capital cost, and second is the operating cost. It has to be balanced properly because these two are conflicting in nature. One will increase, another will decrease, right? And whenever we talk about the operating cost, it will be the power required to run the fan, power consumed by a fan, which depends on, which as a function of the delta P pressure drop occurs in the air handling unit, HU equipment or duct system. So whenever we talk about the economical distribution system of air, we have to take care about the two type of cost. First is the initial cost or first cost, that is the cost of the material, and second one is the operating cost. Whenever we talk about the first cost, it is a part of कि आपको कितनी ज़्यादा material लग रही है. Secondly is operating cost, which is mainly depends on the what is the power consumed by the fan. आपको fan लगाना पड़ेगा. That fan required to supply some amount of power, and that power will a function of pressure drop in the air handling system as well as in the duct system, right? And whenever the value of this pressure drop is lower, the power required will be lower. But if you are saying this delta P is lower, for the case of that, you have to increase the size of duct. So if you are increasing the size of duct, the delta P will be lower and subsequently this will be lower. But at the same time, when you are increasing the size of duct, the material cost will also increase. So both are conflicting in nature. One is a kind of saving, so another, for the saving we have to increase the size of duct, which is going to increase the material cost. So if you are trying to reduce the operating cost, you have to increase the initial cost. Now you have to balance these two costs so that you have to have an optimum and economical system design for air duct. What are the factors you have to take care while designing of air duct? The first thing is you have to prepare the layout for different branching, right? For that, you have to have some set of standard practice, which is not necessarily always possible, but as much as possible you have to follow this. So for duct design, the first and most important thing here is air should be conveyed as directly as possible to economize the power material in space, right? The first point is air should convey as directly as possible. As directly as possible means you have to supply straight as much as possible. You have to try this if you are doing so, the system will be economized on power in terms of the material, in terms of the space also. The second point is the sudden change in direction should be avoided. Sudden change in the direction should be avoided. If we are taking for sudden change of direction, it has to be, it will cause of some amount of pressure losses. If you remember, sudden contraction, sudden expansion will lead to some amount of pressure drop. And when we are increasing the pressure drop, the power consumption will be increased. If these changes of direction or band are essential, means you cannot avoid it, then you have to use the turning vanes. What do you mean by turning vanes? क्या होता है turning vanes? Have you seen ever turning vanes कैसा होता है? For an example, if the direction of flow has been changed like this to this, so you should not use this type of arrangement. You have to use some kind of circular, इस ring type का shape होता है. Have you ever observed this? This type का एक turning होता है. So use the turning vanes over here, so that the delta P drop can be reduced. Right? Have you ever seen that?
Yes, sir.
These are the turning vanes. You may see in some places in duct design, you will see ring type ka shape you will find. Different type of rings are connected to each other whenever the bendings are there. The third and important point here is air velocity of duct should be taken. So air velocity should be taken within the permissible limit. And what is this permissible limit? To minimize the noise. To minimize noise level. So you have to select within a permissible limit. Some data are given in a data book for a particular application. What is the amount of noise level that we can accept for particular application, and accordingly what is the maximum permissible air velocity, and accordingly you have to find out the value of diameter. The fourth point, whenever there is a diverging section, if there is a diverging section means the diameter is increasing, diverging section is there, it has to be made gradually. And gradually means how much you have to take. The angle of these should not be more than 20 degrees centigrade. 20 degree. These divergent angles should not be more than 20 degree. This is the criteria. Then if it is more than 20 degree, then what happen? What happen if it is more than 20 degree?
Pressure drop occurs more.
Pressure drop occur because of the eddy formation. Yeah, eddy formation होगा, space बचेगा, से eddy formation होगा, that losses is going to increase. Now, if you are going to select a rectangular duct, right? If you are going to select a rectangular duct, so if you are going to select a rectangular duct, you have to select the square cross section as much as possible. Instead of taking a circular duct, if you want to select a rectangular duct, it should be made nearly square. And this will ensure the minimum duct surface area. And low cost also. And if it is not at all possible to make it square, if it is not possible to make it square, then you take the aspect ratio less than 4:1. अगर आपको rectangular ही बनाना है, if it is not possible to make it square, you take the aspect ratio at least less than 4:1. The sixth point is smooth material should be used. Smooth material should be used. And these material we generally use is galvanized iron or aluminum sheet. This is the most widely used, right? And if you are not using these two, if you are using other material, you have to provide the allowances for the roughness. For the roughness. Got it? So if you want to use other than these two material, you have to provide the allowances for the roughness, because which is going to increase the roughness. If roughness is increasing, then pressure drop will increase. If pressure drop is increased, then accordingly you have to change the other parameter which can compensate this pressure drops. The damper should be provided at each outlet to balance the system. The damper is also important parameter, important factor for this. So dampering should be given, and you have to avoid the obstacles by providing this damper, right? When we talk about the construction point of view, the construction of duct, a construction material. So duct construction material, what are the construction material we generally use? We generally use, as I said, the galvanized iron or aluminum sheet, because it is lightweight and resistance to moisture. These are the property why we are selecting this one. So moisture resistance is this. Sometimes heavy gauge black sheet is also used. कहाँ यूज होता है? This is used in kitchen exhaust. Whenever we talk about the air duct design, it is not only used for the air conditioning. Wherever air distributions are required, you can use the duct. The same concept will be useful. Sometimes the cement asbestos is also used. Cement asbestos also used for underground air distribution system. Underground system. And exhausting of corroding for exhausting the corrosive materials. So basically this is used for underground air distributions where the corrosive materials are there. So अगर आप उसको निकालना चाहते हैं and you are making this system for this, so you have to use the cement asbestos material for duct. Sometimes we use fiber glasses also. Fiber glasses duct, and this is used for low velocity application. Low velocity application and where the thermal insulation is required. Acoustic treatment is required. Then we use this material as fiberglass. So these are the construction material which is used for the duct. Pressure, as far as the pressure classifications duct is concerned, in terms of pressure, it will be mainly divided in two categories. The pressure, what type of pressures are there? Pressure loads are there. The first is static pressure loss, pressure load. It means this is differential across the duct wall. This is dominating load. Basically, this is nothing but a friction load, you can say. This is the dominating pressure drop. And second one is pulsating load or dynamic load. And this is due to the turbulence of airflow. And it's comparatively smaller. It is not much dominating. These are the two type of pressure. One is the static pressure and the dynamic pressure is also called as pulsating load. And the first one is mainly due to the pressure differential across the duct wall or due to friction. And this is the dominating load. And pulsating load is due to the turbulence of airflow. And it is comparatively smaller in magnitude. Now, the classification of duct in terms of pressure, the first classification is low pressure system, low pressure duct. Low pressure duct system. And the range of this is velocity of air should be less than 6 meter per minute. And the static pressure should be less than or equal to 5 centimeter of water. The second one is the medium pressure duct. Medium pressure duct system, where again the velocity is less than 6 meter per minute and static pressure up to 15 centimeter of water. High pressure duct the velocity is greater than 6 meter per minute and the static pressure is also greater than 50 centimeter per of water. These are the criteria to define low pressure, high pressure duct. The low pressure duct permit to use the simple foaming method, and a majority of duct system belong to low pressure system. The table number 21.7 in our textbook 21.7 and 21.8 will help you to select the value of the duct the velocity of the air in the duct based on the noise level. Right? Let us come to the procedure how to design a duct. There are three methods which will be used for duct design. One is the equal friction method. The second one is velocity reduction method. And the third one is static regain method. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever gone through this any of this method? बीटेक लेवल में या कहीं पे आपने पढ़ा है, कहीं सुना है कुछ भी?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Basically what happened in equal friction method As we know, see, if you are suppose supplying air, starting air from this place, he is sending to this place, this side, then it is again passing from here, supplying from this side, and again passing from here, again supplying from this side, going ahead, maybe supplied from this side, then it is again supplied from this side, like this. This is generally the branching method, how it will be done. Am I right? Different, these are the openings where air has to be supplied, and this is the air handling unit, AHU. From here you are supplying this one. So these duct, this one is called as main duct, the first one, and rest of the duct is called as branch duct, branches, right? And the speed which we select from table number 21.7 and 21.8 is based on the main duct. main duct की velocity वहां से select करते हो. First thing. Second thing, how you will select the opening conditions. Opening condition कैसे select करते हैं? Like for an example, here, what should be the velocity here? What should be the velocity here? What should be the velocity here? When we talk about comfort, as far as the comfort is concerned, what should be the velocity of individual branches? That has to be maintained a particular value. That has to be maintained a particular value, and this value will based on a certain criteria. Like for an example, when we talk about the comfort, what are the criteria we consider? When we say comfort, it is related to temperature, it is related to humidity, and air velocity is another criteria. So how to select this air velocity? Because individual opening required a particular velocity, so that you can get the better comfort over there. So generally the range of the comfort which I normally take is equivalent to 15 meter per minute, right? And when we talk about the comfort, as far as comfort is concerned, this should be the exhaust exit from the duct. And how this value will be managed? By taking the 9 meter per minute of velocity that has to be maintained, and it will be measured 1.8 meter above the ground level. Means what? If this is the room, this is the floor, and if you are keeping somewhere on the duct here, air is coming from here, so we will try to measure at this level, majority of the places at this level, this level, this level, this level, and this is the value of 1.8 meter from the bottom. The velocity at this point should be 9 meter per minute at least, and this is desirable, right? Getting higher value of this is also not comfortable, and getting lower value of this is also not bit comfortable. Is that clear? So for maintaining this condition, you have to have some amount of dynamic pressure delta P here between the atmospheric pressure and this pressure. So you have to have some amount of dynamic pressure here to be maintained while throwing an air. And throwing an air means what? How it will be thrown? So concept क्या है? Throw कैसे होता है duct में? Throw होता है दो conditions में. इसको बोलते हैं हम लोग, we'll use the term throw and drop. Whenever the air is supplied from this duct, it will be throw like this. तो throw होगा इस direction में, and drop होगा इस direction में. Maybe this direction also. So how the shape will be there if it is coming? something like this. It will make a balloon. Maybe somewhere it is slightly different from here, right? So this direction in horizontal direction is called as throw or blow. Sometimes it is called as throw, or sometimes it is called as blow in horizontal direction. When the air is leaving the grill or the duct, how much it will throw in horizontal direction. And it will not only throw the horizontal direction because of the gravity, it will go in the downward direction also. This is called as drop in downward direction, in vertical direction. Throw and drop. And overall, it will make as a balloon shape. And where there is a two layer of air will be generated, that is, one is the primary air and another is the air which is directly coming into contact of the primary air. So there are two layers will be generated over here, right? And this velocity has to be fixed in such a way that at the, when this air is reaching to the population, it has to have at least 9 meters per minute of the velocity with a particular temperature, desirable temperature, right? And that desirable temperature and velocity has to be combined. Commonly discussed, normally 24 or 25 degrees centigrade of drivable temperature and the velocity of 9.1 meter or 9 meter per minute. These two conditions should be there, and both the conditions has to be measured at this point, not at this point. Keep in your mind. Okay, so at this level you have to maintain. Secondly, have you ever observed while discussing, I have already asked about, the knobs are given. Knobs are given in, your vehicles, air conditioning. What you found over there? क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है उसकी, क्यों ऐसा नॉब्स दिया रहता है, कितने नॉब्स रहते हैं उसमें? वो भी तो डक्टेड सिस्टम है ना. हाउ मेनी नॉब्स आर देयर? 4. These are, one is directly horizontal direction. Second knob is coming on the face as well as the two directions. Then just opposite of this, what is this side and this side, another is in this side. ऐसा रहता है ना, देखा है आपने? जो व्हीकल होता है, व्हीकल के नॉब्स जो दिया रहता है, डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो फॉर कोल्ड एयर और द एयर कंडीशनड एयर, दैट हैज टू बी मेंटेन. आइदर वो डायरेक्टली आपके फेस पे आएगा, सेकेंड कंडीशन, और तो फिट की तरफ जाएगी, सेकेंड नंबर, और थर्ड नंबर इज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ पार्शियली. यस और नो? 3-4 कंडीशन दिए.
यस सर.
यूटिलिटी है. क्या यूटिलिटी है इसकी? Why we are doing so? There is an important parameter, the direction of flow, which is normally we ignore, but it is an important parameter. Direction of airflow. That is why I asked one thing in the previous lecture: what should be the location of your, air conditioning if you are using in a particular case, right? Normally, the direction of flow for the cooling purpose, whenever you are talking about the cooling application, direction of flow should be, as much as possible, the air should go to the face. आपके face पे आना चाहिए for better comfort, right? The air should be directly, it comes to your face, right? Which is the desirable front side पे आना चाहिए आपके. The air conditioner should be placed on the front side of your, whenever you are sitting. It should not come back side. If you remember, if you'll see carefully or maybe observe that the air is cold air is coming on back side, there is a possibility of back pain also sometime, or you'll not feel comfortable over there. If this cold air coming on the fit side, अगर देखो आप इसका अगर दूसरा डायरेक्शन ये वाला देखते हैं, this one, क्या होता है? डाउनवर्ड मतलब आपके पैर में आएगा एंड द फेस वाला आएगा. दो डायरेक्शन है आपके पास, या डायरेक्टली आपके पास फिट पे आएगा, राइट? सिर्फ फिट पे आएगा. and if you are supplying cold air in the direction of your feet, what happened? क्या होगा? You will not feel comfortable, right? कभी आपने देखा है कि पैर में आपको जब बहुत ठंडी लगती है, आप क्या करते हो? पैर को क्लोज करने की कोशिश करते हो, राइट? राइट? सो ये प्लेस ऐसा है जो आपको डिस्कम्फर्ट क्रिएट करेगा। फिर आपको, आप क्या करना, आप एक काम करना, इन योर व्हीकल इज देयर ना, तो आप क्या करना, चिल्ड करना आपके एयर कंडीशनिंग को और उसका डायरेक्शन पैर की तरफ कर देना। आफ्टर सम टाइम यू विल नॉट फील कंफर्टेबल, यू विल फील इरिटेटिंग और स्ट्रेस्ड ओवर देयर। द रीजन इज, आपको पैर पे ठंडी हवा नहीं लगनी चाहिए, आपके फेस पे आनी चाहिए, वो आपके बैक साइड पे या फिट पे नहीं आनी चाहिए। Biologically also it is not good for your health point of view. You might have heard, आपको बहुत ज्यादा ठंडी लगती है तो आप क्या करते हो? हाथ और पैर में हीट देने की कोशिश करते हो, राइट? यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
बहुत ज्यादा
Yes, sir.
कॉमन सा कॉन्सेप्ट है, कॉमन सा कॉन्सेप्ट है। आपने कभी, आई डोंट नो, कि जो फायर होता है, फायर के थ्रू जब हीट लेने की कोशिश करते हैं अपन ठंडी ठंडी के दिनों में, तो आप हाथ और पैर सेकने की कोशिश करते हो, राइट? यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
कभी अपना चेहरा सेकने की कोशिश करते हो क्या फेस पे? Even though you will you will turn your face while taking heat in the feet or hand. So this concept is coming from that place only, right? In that place, what we will do, is when we are using for cooling, the face should be the air should be directly through to the. When we are using for heating purpose, the heat should come on the feet. And what we have to avoid, it should not be back side, front side में होना चाहिए। बैक साइड अवॉइड करना है अपने को और फिट पे अवॉइड करना है। And just opposite of that, when we are using for the heating purpose, it should be back and fit. डायरेक्टली आपके फेस पे हॉट एयर नहीं आनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज आपको फिर से हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम बनाएगी। सो इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को लेकर के ये बनाया गया है। जब आप उसको हीटर ब्लोअर की तरह यूज करते हो, हॉट एयर ब्लोअर की तरह यूज करते हो, तो डायरेक्शन आपके फेस की तरफ नहीं होनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज विद इन 10-15 मिनट यू विल फील डिस्कम्फर्ट। Now see carefully and try to observe this. Just try to hit the temperature, increase the temperature or reduce the temperature of your air conditioning system of your vehicle, and try to change the direction and try to feel that which is the most comfortable condition over here. Okay? And keep in your mind, when you're positioning the duct also, the throw should be coming on the face when you are using for the cooling application, and on the back side if you're using for the heating application. Sometimes we also found that whenever the duct system is designed for the cold climatic condition or used for the heating application, especially for using in colder countries, right? The duct will be placed in the ground level, not on the top. जो पोजीशन होती है डक्ट की, वो डक्ट की पोजीशन आप देखना, जो ये डक्ट होगा तो ये अगर ग्राउंड है, ये ग्राउंड लेवल है, तो डक्ट विल बी प्लेस्ड ऑन द वॉल नियर बाय दिस। तो हॉट एयर है ना, ये हॉट एयर किस तरफ मूव करेगा? इस तरफ मूव करेगा। अगर आप कोल्ड एयर को यहाँ सप्लाई करोगे तो क्या होगा? ये डायरेक्शन मूव करेगा। कोल्ड एयर हेवी होता है। सो दैट इज वाई जब भी आप एयर कंडीशनिंग का डक्ट डिजाइन करते हो, विच इज फॉर द कूलिंग एप्लीकेशन, विल बी केप्ट ऑन टॉप साइड, and for heating application it will be kept on lower side. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So यहाँ से, and secondly क्या होता है, जब आप हॉट एयर सप्लाई करें तो आपको क्या होगा, ये कूलिंग आपको हीटिंग कहाँ मिलेगी? पैर के साइड पे मिलेगी, फिट पे मिलेगी, और यहाँ से फिर मूव करेगा, डायरेक्टली आपके फेस पे नहीं आएगा। यहाँ से करोगे तो आपके फेस पे पहले आएगा, then it will go to downward direction. These are the some small concept need to be taken care while designing. Okay, let us talk about the method. Equal friction method. Equal friction method is generally used is generally used for most of the application or most of the design of duct because of its simplicity. It's a very simple method. Equal fraction is equal friction method is used for sizing of duct by assuming that the pressure drop due to friction per unit length, pressure drop per unit length, frictional pressure drop or static pressure drop per unit length is constant. This is the concept of equal friction. पूरे के पूरे duct duration during the duct design, these value has to be taken as constant. So first we will calculate what is the value of delta PFL for a particular value, and this value will keep constant for all cases, all the branches in duct, and we will try to find out what is the size of duct for particular application. This is the main concept of equal friction method, right? One point. Then the method of sizing duct automatically reduce the air velocity in the direction of flow. If you are doing so, this method while sizing of duct automatically reduce the velocity of air flow in the direction of flow. This method is generally recommended because of its simplicity. Moreover, use of calculator called ductulator, यहाँ पे calculator use करते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं, एक सॉफ्टवेयर आता है ductulator, is a tool for designing of air duct for using equal friction method. Ductulator that will directly help you to design this duct, right? So how you will calculate this value? Delta PFL. Delta PFL will be calculated by either using the friction chart. We can use the friction chart over here. There is a friction chart given in your textbook also. So या तो आपके पास आप दो तरीके से निकाल सकते हो. देखो आपने क्या क्या चीजें की है. लोड कैलकुलेशन किया, this is done. Using this load calculation and psychometry, you have find the total mass flow rate of air supplied or volume flow rate of air supplied. Now this is known, means to take this all load, this much amount of air at a particular dBT and RH has to be supplied and this condition. So this is known to you. Now this supplied air has to be sent to the duct, and this is the initially sent to the main duct. So इतना supply आपको main duct पे करना है, ये आपको पता है. Now I have the value of the QV or CMMS quantity. These quantities are known to you. Now if this quantity is known to you, use this quantity along with the velocity, and this velocity will be taken from table number 21.7, and that is depends on the noise level. आपका नॉइज लेवल कितना आपको परमिसिबल लिमिट है, इसके अकॉर्डिंग वेलोसिटी सेलेक्ट करो. वेलोसिटी आप सेलेक्ट कर लो, सीएमएम आपको पता है, डायमीटर मिल जाएगी. यस और नो? If you have the value of the volume flow rate of air and the velocity which has been taken from the table data book, then you can calculate the value of diameter, right? Can we calculate the diameter here? Can we calculate or not? The diameter can be simply calculated by Q is equal to AV, and area is function of diameter, so you can find the value of diameter over here. Then you have to find out the value of friction losses per minute by using a friction chart are using the formula. This friction chart is given to you, diameter is known, velocity is known, then the value of flow rate is known to you. You can find out the frictional losses over here. And these two conditions are given, duct diameter for low flow rate and similarly for the high flow rate. Two different charts are given. And at the same time, you are having the value of delta PFL. This equations is also given to you. This one will help to directly find out if diameter and velocity is known. L you can divide here and you can find out the value of delta PF in terms of meter of water column, right? That you can find out over here. This is, you can see this time these equations are given, these equations are given, so many equations are available with you to find out the value of frictional losses per meter. Once the friction losses per meter is known to you, for rest of the places, if flow rate is known, delta PFL is known, which is a function of the velocity and the value of diameter. You can find out the rest of the thing. The rest of the data you can find out. The diameters and velocity, whatsoever is required, you can find out from there. Now, while designing a duct, we have to find out two things. One important thing is finding the diameter of each and every branch and the main duct. And second is to find out what is the capacity of fan to be installed to fulfill this requirement of cold air, to flow the requirement of required air to a particular place. And that delta that power of fan will be equal to the total pressure losses in individual duct, long run duct, and also the dynamic losses has to be considered. So जितनी भी total losses होगी, including जितना आपको pressure maintain करना है, pressure gradient maintain करना है at the exit of the duct, this all summation of this all pressure drop will give the power requirement of the fan. So you have to find two things. One is to find out the diameter of each and every sections, and apart from that, you have to find out how much amount of power is required or what capacity of fan to be required to fulfill this requirement or to flow of air. Is it clear? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one of the important one of the simple method. Then if you go for the another method is called as reduced velocity reduction method. Velocity reduction method, we'll use the similar concept for first duct or main duct, finding the diameter and all. Then once we will find out this one, then slowly we'll reduce the value of velocity and we'll find out the different diameters over here. Since the diameter is diameter of the next duct run is reduced arbitrary, that is why the experience are required for the assumption of these diameters. ऐसा नहीं कुछ भी आप अगर डायमीटर चेंज कर दोगे या कुछ भी वेलोसिटी को चेंज कर दोगे, वेलोसिटी का आप रिड्यूस कर दिए, वेलोसिटी रिड्यूस करोगे डायमीटर चेंज होगी, राइट? सो जैसे जैसे आप वेलोसिटी रिड्यूस करोगे डायमीटर इंक्रीज होती जाएगी, राइट? सो if in a particular case main branch is having a particular diameter of d1 and velocity of c1, so ये d1 and c1 आपने फर्स्ट के लिए तो मैनेज कर लिया, बस सेकंड डॉक्टर में जाएंगे, so you have to assume the value of c2 and this has to be assumed which is less than the value of c2 is less than the value of c1. अब ये आप रेंडमली एज्यूम करोगे, जैसे एज्यूम करेंगे उसके रेस्पेक्ट में d1 निकलेगा, d2 निकलेगा. So d2 is function of c2. So आप जैसे जितना आप इसको रिड्यूस करते जाओगे उसके अकॉर्डिंग ये वैल्यू चेंज होती जाएगी, which will be reciprocal, inversely proportional. जितना आप इसको कम करोगे उतना ज्यादा ये बढ़ेगा. डायमीटर बढ़ेगा उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Material requirement, the cost of material is going to increase. But meanwhile, if you are reducing the velocity, the total fan power requirement is going to decrease. That has to be balanced. Since this whole method is based on the assumption, that is why this method is generally not preferred for non-experienced person. It has to be preferred by the experienced person who know what velocity is optimal and what velocity has to be taken for particular case. And rest of the things you can calculate accordingly. So आपको ये assume करना है और rest of the thing you have to calculate accordingly. Okay. Now the third method is static regain method. Static regain method means what? कि whenever pressure drop occurs in a particular branch has to be regained by the sizing of the duct. Okay, by sizing of its duct. By increasing either increasing or decreasing the diameter. By making converging or diverging sections. And we will check if we are changing the diameter, whether these losses on that particular section is going to recover or not. Right? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes.
So this is the method. Third method is static regain method. Bit complicated, but you will get better result over there. Then we have to check which is required. Fan power nikal lo sabka. Then you can find out the diameter for each cases. You check in which case what is the material cost and what is the operating cost and which one is better accordingly. Okay. Total cost check karna padega and then we'll subtract. Now in the next class we will take an example of this, how to size this ducting. एक example लेंगे उसको solve करेंगे and we'll try to find out the individual diameters for each cases and also find out what is the power requirement for or installation capacity of the fan for fulfilling this load. Now can you tell me one thing? Are you able to connect your previous lectures, 8 से 10 lectures हमने पढ़ा था, to this one? Can you connect this? See, end of this whole subject, basically these all chapters are connected. First you have to calculate the load, heat load calculate karenge, then you'll find out the supply condition, then supply quantity, then supply quantity has to be supplied using the duct. So designing of duct. We are going in a flow. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So ultimately we are trying to make whole system integrated to each other, right? Whole chapters integrated to each other. So हमने पहले load calculation देखा, फिर हमने psychometry से उसका CMM निकाला. You have find out the value of the desirable conditions. Then we will fix the velocity. Then we'll size the duct accordingly. Then duct के लिए कितना fan लगना चाहिए वो हम select करेंगे, कितनी diameter होनी चाहिए वो select करेंगे. In this way we are going, right? Once it will be done, then we will go back to the system design. We are working on air conditioning side right now. We are not working on the refrigeration side. Okay. So I will take 1 or 2 lectures to complete this one. Then we will go back to the refrigeration side. Any doubt up to this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fine. So should I stop now? Okay. I have shared the link for the submission of your load calculation sheet. Have you received?
Yes, sir. Submit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great. चलो ठीक है.